For more analysis of Tan Shwe's visit to China, we speak to Stephanie Kleine-Ahlbrandt. She's the Northeast Asia Project Director at the International Crisis Group, and she joins us live from the Chinese capital, Beijing. Thank you very much indeed. Can you look beyond the kind of diplomatic niceties, the photo opportunities that we're seeing, and tell us what is really going on in the China-Myanmar relationship?
Well, of course, there's going to be a lot of economic deals signed during this trip, but what really is going on, what really motivates Tan Shwe to come at this particular time is to brief China on preparations for the elections that will take place in Myanmar on 7 November, the first elections that we'll see in Myanmar in 20 years. Also of note is that Tan Shwe will travel to Shenzhen, which is celebrating its 30th anniversary as China's special economic zone. And China has been very keen to see Myanmar engage in economic reform for many years.
What are China's issues going to be? What are the key points that they're going to be looking for in the way that Myanmar runs this election? I mean, it would seem that the status quo is what they want to see maintained.
Well, China, these elections are not expected to be free and fair. But China's primary interest with regard to the elections is to see enhanced stability in the country and credibility for the Myanmar government. Now, this is important for China for several reasons. First, China has come under heavy criticism internationally for its role in supporting the Myanmar government. So it's important that there's enhanced legitimacy internationally for the government through these elections. And second, China would like to see the government enjoy better credibility at home and the generational changes that these elections are likely to bring about, because the top leaders will step down. Tan Shwe and AJE may be able to contribute to this type of credibility.
One of the big question marks about this election is the situation in the border areas. Very, very long-running civil wars have been taking place effectively in these border areas. They're also of concern to China, aren't they?
You know, China is actually very, very concerned about border stability. I would say it's one of its #1 concerns when it comes to Myanmar. China was frankly shocked and caught off guard last year by the Kokang offensive in August, when 30,000 refugees fled across the border to China. So China is very keen to ensure that this type of instability directly on its border is avoided at all costs. And to that end, China is actually pushing both sides. That means the Myanmar government in Naypyidaw and the ethnic groups to engage in negotiations and mediation with a view to, even if there's not a settlement that could come in the near term, with a view to keeping dialogue going so that these tensions are depressed.
All right, thank you very much indeed, Stephanie Kleine-Ahlbrandt of the International Crisis Group, live from Beijing.